And we are back. And today, again, with my dear friend Mihaela, we are going to talk about the power of feedback. What is that, the power of feedback, in how to do it in 1 minute? Because if there is one thing that I learned in life is that you can change the life of people in 1 minute very easily, for good and for worse. So today we are going to do this in our segment 3 minutes. We will start as always. Mihaela, I believe that you have a question for me, and I have a question for you.
Yes, Felipe, I'm so happy that we choose this topic because it's very important nowadays. So my curiosity for you is this: why do you believe that the word "but" uh, is the ultimate feedback killer? Because we want to give examples. Yes.
Yes. Well, first of all, the word "but" it's not the part of the body that many of us might be thinking. No, it is a linguistic eraser. So basically, when you are giving feedback, you are saying, "Okay, you accomplished your goals, but I think you can go further." You are basically putting everything that you said before in stake. So you need to be very careful. It is interesting. It is also associated with killing creativity. Also, if you do this is a very practical exercise. That is, change the word "but" by the word and suddenly you are challenging people to go further. And you also are challenging your mind to be more creative, because many times when we use "but," we are seeing the barriers, and we are not focused on the solution, and we are not challenging the others to search for that solution. So this is a very practical example that I use it a lot. For instance, a very simple example. Many times I'm writing an email, and if I see a "but," I go and change it and put "and." And that makes me focus on the solution, because it's very normal. What is a very normal word? We have it in Portuguese, we have it in Romanian, in Spanish, whatever. In every language, we have that. And we have to change it. I was about to say "but," and I said, and we have to change it. So, Mihaela, this is my first one. So, I see that many times when you are giving feedback, you basically are trying to not put the relationship that you have in danger. So you are trying to protect the relationship. But at some point, isn't that also a bit of you being coward, of not being courageous enough to say, "Okay, you need to say things like they are in order for people to evolve," because many times that creates a kind of discomfort, that you are saying something that maybe people will not like it, but in the long run, maybe they will be helped by that. So are we doing this feedback many times to protect our relationship? What do you think about this?
From my experience, Felipe, I'm speaking about myself. I am a person that I appreciate relationships. And you know that we have a very, very long-term relationship. Doesn't matter how long. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see, you
2 days.
see, you see that I'm how to say, loyal to the relationship. But people, they need to choose. You see, I said but,
You
and
see, I created an anchor in your mind. This is important.
I I wasn't aware. I became aware while saying so. And if other people are like me, they need to put a question in their mind when they are in the possibility to give feedback. what am I doing right now before offering the feedback? Which is my intention? Do I want to protect our relationship, or do I want to protect myself from discomfort, psychological discomfort? Because not everybody is very happy to offer feedback, Filipe. So this is the first question. And my tip for today, from my experience and for my expertise as a behavioral profiler, I want to give this simple message to practice. When we have a person in front of us, doesn't matter the type of the relationship, we need to adapt our message to the profile of the person that is in front of us, but not the...
Can I have always an image that I explain to people, that other people and ourselves, we are a bit like pianos. So we need to understand which keys to play in each person. Is that what you are meaning?
Yes, a very good example. And when we adapt the message, this is important. We don't adapt the standard of the feedback. Okay, the standard is the same. I want to give an information to the person to become better. You know our logo in JCI, Be Better. That is the topic that brought us together in the relationship, Filipe. So in order for them to practice, because we have a little time today, just some ideas. People who have a high ego profile, we need to put the challenge as opportunity when we send the message. We change, yeah? The challenge, we present it as opportunity. If it's an analytical profile, we offer data, very specific data during the feedback process. If it's an emotional person, like I am, and I know you are as well, we need to offer context and, of course, psychological safety, because we treasure relationships. And if it's a dominant profile, because we are working also with leaders, we need to give speed and also outcome, like keywords. So I want them to practice. Don't believe me by words, to take this little information and to start adapt in the next period of time, if they have a colleague or a friend or even the boss, yeah, to practice. What do you think about this idea?
Like I said, I think really that people are like pianos. Their motivation is different. The way that they perceive the world is different. So you need to, and also I would even put one more point on what you were saying. So I would put an and not a but. Is think about also intercultural. The way that you give feedback, for instance, for somebody from Far East is completely different than if you give for South America or for Scandinavia or for Latin countries. So many times you have this problem that you don't fit your own culture. So for instance, I'm a kind of assertive person. I deal well with Nordics, but for instance, Portugal, we are a kind of strange Latin Mediterranean people, because we have a lot of influence from the north, even genetics. But it is complicated, and it's complicated. So I said, but also, so it's complicated. You have to let's say modulate also that we humans are very complex. So we need to have this understanding, and the more we understand this, we become more wise. So that's why with time, with the experience, a lot of things, we are not smarter, but we are wiser, especially in figuring out people, if we expose ourselves to different scenarios. So anything that you want to add, because our time is running?
I know just a little idea because I respect your culture, Filipe. You know, I love the Portuguese culture. Only one thing about the Romanian culture, we are not used to receive feedback. We believe that we made a mistake, and be kind with Romanian people.
Would you say that because we have this same problem here in Portugal, is that many times professional feedback, it is mixed with personal feedback. So,
Yes.
so we have. I think this is a kind of a Southern European problem. Is that I've seen this in Nordic countries that they give you up in front very bad professional feedback, and then let's have a beer, and you are like, what? And that is not. It doesn't compute in Southern Europe.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying that, because not that we are sensitive, but we might confuse professional and good feedback for your improvement. We make mixture with something taking personally.
Yeah.
So we need to be very precise and direct and say that I don't have anything impersonal with you. It's just that I want to give you an information to improve your behavior. But let's take this information for the
Transform
next.
the challenge as an opportunity, like you were saying.
Yeah. But let's take this subject. As always, we pick the subjects, Filipe. They are so deep subjects. So we want to give just so little information now to practice, and we will come back during the year with another layer of how to improve the feedback. What do you think?
I think very much that we should do that. And also, next 16th of March, we will be back and we will be talking about something that is connected with this, how you manage emotions. So how you, because when you have a feedback, maybe you have an emotional reaction, and how you manage emotional reactions effectively. So this will be the topic for the 16th of March. And also, as always, send us questions. We will be very glad to answer with our wisdom from experience and practice. So, Mihaela, once again, it's always a pleasure to see you. And bye-bye for now, and see you on 16th of March.
See you soon.
See you soon.